Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys Games Collectibles. And today we are looking at the 2002 release by Hasbro from their Star Wars Attack of the Clones series of action figures. Although this particular one is not from Attack of the Clones, but together with that range of figures, they also done some of the classic series of figures. And this particular one is from one of the classic films, and this is from The Empire Strikes Back. And it is Luke Skywalker, and it's the Bespin duel on Cloud City, which he had battled with Darth Vader, his father. Okay, so this is the card that it comes in. And at the very top, it's got warning, choking hazard, small parts not for children under 3 years, and it's ages 4 and above. And it says Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, Luke Skywalker, Bespin duel with slashing lightsaber attack. Now, if I just turn that to the side, you can see it's got the Hasbro logo there. And if I turn it to the right to the side, it's got Luke Skywalker, and it's number 29 in the series. And it includes lightsaber, tourniquet, blaster pistol, and Cloud City Weathervanes. And if I turn it round to the other side, it's got number 29, Luke Skywalker Collection 1. Okay, so let's turn it to the back. And there we go, the back of the card. And it says, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. I don't know why Luke Skywalker is upside down there at the very top. Maybe it's because it's where he's hanging from the Weathervane. Yes, of course. It says, 3 years after the destruction of the Death Star, the Rebel Alliance continues to fight against the Imperial forces and suffers a defeat on the ice planet Hoth. Luke Skywalker journeys to the planet Dagobah to train with Jedi Master Yoda, who has lived in hiding since the fall of the Republic. In an attempt to convert Luke to the dark side, the evil Sith Lord Darth Vader lures Luke into a trap in the Cloud City of Bespin. In the midst of a fierce lightsaber duel with Vader, Luke faces the startling revelation that the Sith Lord is in fact his father, Anakin Skywalker. And it's got Luke Skywalker, 02, number 29, and it says, as Luke battles Darth Vader in Cloud City, he rebuffs Vader's attempts to make him submit to the dark side. Wounded by Vader, Luke heroically chooses to plummet to almost certain death rather than yield to the dark side, managing to grab hold of a weathervane. He struggles to hang on until his rebel friends can rescue him. And it says, press button for lightsaber slashing action. Luke's right hand is removable to recreate the Bespin fight with Darth Vader. Place Bacta Tourniquet on his arm after removing hand. And it's got attach weathervane on top or side of suction cup base. Attach base to side or top of surface to display. It says collect them all, and you've got Jango Fett's final battle, Darth Vader Bespin duel, Luke Skywalker Bespin duel, which is obviously this one. And it says more figures coming soon. Products and colours may vary. Poses shown may require additional support. 2002 Lucasfilms, all rights reserved, used under authorization, and so on. Let's visit the official Star Wars websites, and for the latest Star Wars toy information, go to starwars.hasbro.com. And it says join the official fan club Star Wars, and you've got the Hasbro logo at the very bottom on the right hand side. Okay, without further ado, let's turn the figure around and have a look at him himself. Okay, so I've zoomed right in on Luke Skywalker there, and the facial features are not great, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's just turn it to the side a little bit. There we go. It's not a bad likeness of Mark Hamill, who plays Luke Skywalker. A young Mark Hamill, as he did in the original trilogy. It's not a bad likeness overall, really. It could be better, but it's not bad. And he's in that kind of like white khaki top and trousers that he wore when he battled against Darth Vader in the Bespin duel on Cloud City. Now it does come with some accessories, so you see his blaster there just to the right of him, and his removable hand at the just below the blaster, and that you can press that on. It's just a peg that presses that on, and then at the bottom there is his tourniquet, the white tourniquet with a rope on, and it's obviously, it says with slashing lightsaber attack, and it also comes over there. There's his blue lightsaber, and there is the Weathervane, which has got a suction cup on it, so you can stick it anywhere and dangle Luke Skywalker from it at your will, or you can just have him just stick it on the side and have him dangling on it, just like it is in the picture there. So yeah, I mean, there's good accessories with this one. Overall, the figure's pretty good. Again, with a movable hand makes an awful lot of difference. That's a very, very good add-on to the accessories. Let's measure him. So we're looking at 9 centimeters tall. Width-wise, we are looking at 3 centimeters wide, and we are looking at about 2 centimeters thick, or maybe 1.5 centimeters thick, depending on how you measure him. You can see, you can just see at the back there's a button on his back, which you press, and that makes his arm swing, so you can swing the lightsaber. So you can put his hand in, and he can hold that lightsaber, and you can swing it when you press the button. Okay, so that is the figure. Now, articulation-wise, now I can't take him out. I haven't got one of him out, but I do have my trusted Stormtrooper figure here. Now, the articulation was pretty much the same on, although having said that, the articulation on my figure, on my Stormtrooper figure, the elbows don't move. Whereas you can see there is articulation on this one on the elbows. So you've got the arms that go up and down, the head which just moves from side to side. I've got waist movement from side to side, and we've got the tops of the legs which go up and down. And again, on my Stormtrooper, I've got no knee movement, but you can see on Luke Skywalker there, you can see there is joints on his knees. So you can move his knees, you can move the top of his legs, you can move his waist, you can move his shoulders, you can move his arms and his head. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His hands are going to move as well, so you've got 6, 7. 8 is his waist, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of articulation on his little figures, which is very, very good for those figures, especially when you think this figure is now 22 years old. So, how well do these figures do? Well, you got to remember that this was the interim batch of figures, so it was from the second film, which is the middle film, the time filler, if you like. So Attack of the Clones, that was the movie that was out at the time, and these figures were all from that series, even though these were from the original series, from the original movie series. So they didn't do as well as the figures that were produced for the Phantom Menace or for the Revenge of the Sith, and I don't think the quantities were produced for those figures that they produced for the first and third film. However, of course, now 22 years on, these are the hardest figures to find. Obviously, it couldn't have been so many produced. There certainly wasn't so many sold. I can remember going into places like Toys R Us and finding loads of these figures still on the shelves way after the film had come and gone, and when we was expecting release of the Revenge of the Sith, these figures were still available. So I really don't think they sold that particularly well, and maybe it was too close to the first batch of figures that come out in '99. Remember, previous to this, we hadn't had many figures. We did have the when the first 3 films went back to the cinema, we had the figures from the original trilogy released. That was in 96, 97. But prior to that, you were back into the 70s and early 80s for figures. So there was a big gap, and then there was lots of figures produced within a short space of time, a short number of years. And being that this batch was the interim ones, they didn't sell as well as the other ones. But however, Now, these are the most sought after figures because they were the rarest and hardest to find. They do come up from time to time on the platforms. Mostly they're out of the packets. You don't see many of them these days. Well, I'll rephrase that. Some of them you do see quite often, which were the ones that were produced in more quantities. When you bought cases of these from the manufacturers, you always had different quantities of them in the box. So some came with 4, some came with 3, some came with 2, some came with 1. So is the ones that only had 1 or 2, those are the rare ones that you don't see popping up very rarely. They very rarely come up on the platforms. The ones that were 4 or 5 in a case, yeah, you see those quite a lot because there was a lot of them out. But they seem to decide those ones are going to be the popular ones, so we do loads of those. These ones are not going to be so popular, so we're going to do a few of those. We're going to do 1 of those per case. So that was the way the cases worked back then. However, this particular figure was one of those that was only had 1 or 2 in a case. Obviously, because most of the figures were all geared for the Attack of the Clones. So this is one of the rare ones that only had 1 or 2 in the case. And this particular one doesn't pop up very often. However, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a few. And they're currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Wars items. And many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that you're not going to want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long-lost childhood memories. Well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.